Okay, I'm back with another free reading. This one is for Precious Jewel. I'm calling you Precious Jewel because you need to treat yourself like a precious jewel in this lifetime because if you don't, nobody else will. So let me just read your email. Hi, I'm a huge fan of yours. I love your humor and find your readings very insightful. I would love a free reading. I was born May 18th, 1986. That's a big part of the problem, you being an 18 birth number. That's one of the more challenging birth numbers to have. I am going through a bit of a hard time at the moment, although I do feel a change coming. Oh, you mentioned that you're in the UK. So my mom has been in hospital for about 2 months with infection and kidney stones. She also has MS and anorexia. So in your chart, your moon is representing your mother. So your moon is in Virgo. So that could point to a mother that has some health problems. And Saturn is squaring your moon. So that's the anorexia in particular. So you continue to write. She has been in the hospital countless times. So that would be your moon being opposed by Jupiter and Pisces. I am the only child and I have very little support. I have two best friends who are sisters, but my family are not really supportive. That's your moon being squared by Saturn again. I have a beautiful son and I do struggle with all the responsibilities. I am often depressed. That's Saturn squaring your moon again. Or anxious. Now that right there is your Chiron in Gemini squaring your moon. But I am trying to get out of it. The father of my son left me after 8 years together 2 years ago. So that right there is pointing to your sun in Taurus is ruling your seventh house and it's in quincunx to your eighth house, Libra South Node. So you can't really expect to hold on tight to a man for too long. Like, with your Taurus sun, that's how you were able to accumulate the 8 years. But then that quincunx with the Libra South Node, the universe is like, nah, you're not going to get that traditional relationship. You're not going to get that marriage with him. Now, you continue to write, he just got up and never came back. Over time, I realized that he had been cheating and left me for the woman he was cheating with. That's your eighth house, Libra South Node, forming a quincunx with your sun again. Also, it's your Venus and Gemini opposing your Uranus and Sagittarius. So you say, I am over him, but the betrayal and the way he left has left me with trust issues. He refuses to talk to me, and recently his contact with his son is sporadic. Again, that's that Libra South Node and quincunx to your son. My son has really suffered from the breakup. Anyway, I have been with my man for just over a year. We are very much in love, but we do argue a bit, and we both own our issues, which create problems. Now, that right there is stemming from both of your Jupiters are on each other's south nodes. So you're in a south node relationship, which can be particularly challenging. You also write, there are also several external circumstances that work against us. I want it to work, but I'm not sure if it will. I often feel angry, but I rarely show it. I am very messy and disorganized. That goes to the aspects involving your Chiron, squaring your moon. All right, what else did you say? So you said my man's birthday is June 30th, 1982. He was born in St. Lucia, Tenerife. Now, you do attract those Caribbeans. So that's dealing with your moon in the seventh, opposing Jupiter and Pisces. So you said his mom said he was born at 9 p.m. I work in a college and help special needs children. I hope you can offer some insight and solutions looking at my chart. Thank you. Sorry if my email is a bit scattered. Also, me, my mom, and my son are all Virgo moons. My son is Sagittarius sun, and my mom is a Libra sun. I also help out with my grand, just tired, and I'm a hoarder. So that hoarder part deals with Mercury and Taurus, being in quincunx to Uranus and Sagittarius. Also, your Venus in Gemini in the fourth house, opposed to Uranus and Sagittarius. You have a hard time being separated from your possessions, letting things go. With that Venus and Gemini in the fourth, I would think that you probably like to collect books and magazines a lot. Probably got a lot of papers around, stuff like that. Probably like a lot of knickknacks and stuff too. Now you said I'm a loving person too. I can see that in your chart. Now, you said I left a few details out before because you sent me another email. You said my man is an overstayer in the UK and he has asked me to have his child so that there is a better chance of him getting citizenship. Again, like I said, you attract those Caribbean boys, so I'm not surprised he's trying to get citizenship through you. Now, with this, him trying to get citizenship by you having a child with him, that's his Chiron being conjoined to your sun. That's him trying to use you to buck the system. Also, that's dealing with his Jupiter being conjoined to your South Node. You continue to write, I have told him that it's ridiculous and it's always in the back of my mind that he is using me. Hell yeah, he is. Because his Pluto is conjoined to your South Node. Then you say, but I do feel that he loves me. I don't know about all that. You need to really look at that. I just know there is no future, but it's so hard to break up. That's because his Pluto is on your South Node. I have so much anxiety about the relationship. Please help me. I'm just so fed up. I want true love, but I know I need to work on myself first. That's your Aries North Node in the second house. So yes, you have a need to put yourself first in this lifetime. You also have to be about getting that money by any means necessary, even if it means through a man. So, but that's within reason because the second house does deal with reason. But so that's my one of my questions. Like, is your man giving you money? Is he providing for you? Is he making your life more comfortable? Is he making things? It don't seem like it because you're stressed out. So it doesn't seem like he's contributing to your peace and your well-being and your stability and all that type of stuff. In this lifetime, you're supposed to attract men or be with men that have standards, number one, with that Aries North Node in your second house, and that are going to help you out, not where you're helping them out. That's your Libra South Node in the eighth house. So if I were you, I would not be having his baby. So you're right to be telling him that this is ridiculous. But I'm gonna let the cards speak for me. I'm gonna see what the cards say. And then that'll be the final answer. But again, just to reiterate, with that Aries North Node in your second house, you have to build up your self-worth. And only you can do that for yourself. Now, yes, some men can come into your life and help you with that, but you cannot rely upon others in this lifetime to determine your self-worth. So I'm just going to do a 4-card reading about your current situation with your man and see if you need to stay or if you need to go, if you need to just move on from this situation. Already, from what your chart is, the synastry, looks like you need to move on, but we'll see what the cards say. So the situation is the 5 of Cups. That's a card where it's like you still with him, but you ain't getting what you want, where you don't fully trust him, where you got reservations, where you're harboring some resentment even. That's not a good sign right off the bat for it to be represented in the situation. The challenge is the 4 of Swords. That's him being the overstayer, like you said, trying to stay in the UK and using you. And that's a Libra card, so that's pointing to your Libra South Node. Then the advice is the 8 of Pentacles. That right there is to be prudent, is to basically think, be very discerning, to really, again, it's about working on yourself and doing what's right for yourself, loving yourself, even being dedicated to yourself. That's what I'm seeing that as. I don't see that as you staying with him. Yeah, in the meantime, you and him could try to work things out, but if you really start to really go beyond that whole we're in love with each other and you really focus on the practical concerns of the relationship, you're going to begin to see the light. And the outcome is the King of Swords. I call that the chopping heads card because the King of Swords doesn't deal with bullshit. So the King of Swords is very decisive, and the King of Swords usually, if the situation is not favorable, the King of Swords is going to change it. The King of Swords is going to be like, you know what, you need to get out of my life because this is not working. And, I'm basically taking control here. So you can send me an email if you have any questions, or if you want to send me feedback, you can also post a comment in the comment section. And if anybody would like a free reading for the next couple of months, send me an email. This is a chance for a free reading because I definitely can't fulfill all the requests I receive. I receive a lot of them. But go ahead and send me an email with free reading on the subject line. Include your birth information, date, location, and time, and you might have a chance for a free reading. Also include a detailed question. So, Precious Jewel, I hope that I've been able to provide you with some insight and some clarity regarding your situation. Again, you got to work on yourself. That's that Eight of Pentacles card. And you really got to look at this from a practical standpoint that would be representative of that second house, North Node you have. And also that Virgo moon, because that Eight of Pentacles card is a Virgo card. So you got to deal with this from a practical standpoint and take the whole, oh, we're in love out of it, because it's not about that. You got to understand, with that Virgo moon in the seventh house, you're attracting men that need help, that want your help. And you got to put yourself in first in this lifetime. You got to help yourself before you can help anybody else. So I hope I made that really clear to you. Peace, many blessings, and I'll be back with more videos. If you would like an in-depth reading, you could go to my website at rabina.com. Just click order a reading at the top of the page.